ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to the segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day, the recitation. ਦਰਸਨ ਦੇਖ ਜੀਵਾ ਗੁਰ ਤੇਰਾ, ਪੂਰਨ ਕਰਮ ਹੋਏ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਮੇਰਾ. Suhi Mahalla Panjwa. Composition of the fifth Nanak, Gur Arjan, and it begins with a declaration of sorts. If you look closely at the Gurmukhi, there is a connection here between Darsan and Karam. Both have a vowel sign and ankar, making them singular masculine nouns. So there is a structural connection between Darsan and Karam. What it is saying is, only by beholding the vision of your presence, Darsan Dekh, O Guru, do I truly come alive? Jiva Gur Tera. Only then is Karam fulfilled. Now, Karam also has that vowel sign, and so it has a dual connotation. It means only when I behold the vision of your presence, O Guru, only then is my action and my destiny both fulfilled. That is fulfillment of my destiny, what I was meant to do. So there is a structural connection, and then there is the equating of the Gur to Prab. Darsan Dekh Jiva Gur Tera, followed by Puran Karam Hoye Prab Mera. So Darsan and Karam establish a complete functional and spiritual identity between Guru and Prab. The Guru is the manifest presence of Prab in Gurbani's framework. And so the vision of the Guru is itself the active, accessible experience of grace, Prabha Mera. So to behold the Guru is to encounter the Prab, to receive the Guru's Darsan, instruction, is to have one's relationship with the Prab perfected. This is a declaration. This is really the axiom of the entire Sabad. In the Rahau, "Eh binanti sun prab mere, deh naam kar apne chere Rahau." Now, literally, if I were to read it, it is saying, "Sun binanti, eh binanti," this petition, supplication, "Sun prab mere," O my Prab, listen to my supplication. Deh naam kar apne chere, literally meaning give me naam and make me your own slave. So here it might help us to understand by using the analogy from computing, networking, and distributed computing, which uses where a master-slave architecture is used as a model of communication. So in that model, the master initiates the commands and manages the tasks. It is the one that allocates resources and sets the timing and clock signal. And a slave only transmits data when polled or queried by the master. So if we apply that analogy to kar apne chere, what happens is the metaphor of a servant, slave, shifts. It's no longer a coercive socio-political concept, but becomes an architectural model of spiritual attunement and frequency synchronization. because it is all frequency, sabad. So Prabh would be the master node, and the seeker consciousness would be the attuning mode, and there has to be a synchronization. So if a slave node drops its connection, it immediately drifts out of phase, producing drift errors, data corruption. Similarly, this applies to the untutored human mind, the manmukh, that is running on its own unsynchronized, ego-driven clock. How may? What does that do? It generates mental static, anxiety, and duality. So the request to be made a chera, kar apne chera, is a request to lock into the master clock, the divine resonance, that frequency of Nam. You see, and you are now relinquishing control of the bus. And you are, as we will see in the third verse, Saran and Chit, be in a state of receptive openness, waiting to be pulled by the master node. So Charan Kamal Vase Mere Chita, which we will see in the following verses, adds to this architecture that we are talking about as an analogy. So what we are looking for is perfect functional integration into the master network of divine reality, Hukam. So we can think of Prab and Gur being the divine source, and Chera being the receiver, the executing receiver, the dedicated seeker, and Nam being the clock signal, the unbroken resonance, and contention being Haume, and the transmission, alignment, being Hukam. Kind of helps you to understand. And as I said earlier, Apni saran rakh prabh date gur prasad kine virle jate. Protect me. Give me your personal sanctuary, protection. And this knowledge, this awareness is rare. Gur prasad kine virle jate. It is an exceedingly rare state to be realized. Suno bino prabh mere mita charan kamal vaseh mere chita. We've talked about this. In a working translation, we would say, listen to my humble prayer or supplication. May your lotus feet abide, meaning your wisdom abide in my mind, in my consciousness. One is seeking emotional intimacy. In other words, in those networking analogies, it is seeking connection. And you notice here that the seeker is shifting from addressing Prabh as Date to Mita, intimacy. It is given an internal lived form. To receive Nam means to have divine presence permanently anchored in one's conscious mind. So daily decisions and actions are no longer driven by the ego, but flow naturally from this inner sanctuary. Nanak ek kare ardas, visar nahi puran gundas. Ek kare ardas. Babaji is framing the entire composition as a single undivided ardas, ek, total self-surrender. Ardas also means to be in a state, in a particular posture, a posture of reception, receiving, awaiting the signal. Visaranahi Puran Guntas. May I not miss that signal, or may I not miss the source of my own grounding, my own being. So the key to take away is that Jiva, to come alive, spiritual life, not biological life, is not self-generated through any ego-driven effort alone. It is ignited by the Guru's vision, Darsan, which is vision as well as philosophy, if you will, teaching. And that is how you attune to the Guru. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.